Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to remove your factory front bumper off this 2017 Ram 1500. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we need to do is remove our grille. Now to do that, we're going to open up our hood and we're going to remove the black panel cover right on top. That's going to be 6 push pins. You can just use a screwdriver or a panel popping tool. And just work from one side to the other. Once you get all those out, you can just remove this and set it to the side. Now on our driver's side, connected to our grille assembly, there's going to be a hood cable latch. We're just going to pull that out and lift that up to the side. Next, we're going to remove the 4 10mm bolts at the top. Now what we're going to do is just gently pull on the grille to release the clip tabs that are in the inside holding it in place. When we do this, we want to be kind of gentle with it. We don't want to break the grille or the tabs holding the grille in place. You can hear them start to pop out. So once you get all your clips out, you can just pull it away and then just set it to the side for right now. So the next thing that we need to do is remove our headlamps. Now to do that, we're going to go in our passenger side inner fender well. There's going to be an access panel. You just need to use a screwdriver or a panel popper tool and remove the plastic panel right there. So now once you get your access panel open, you're not going to really be able to see this part, but there's going to be a white tab in there that's holding the back of the headlight in place. So you can just stick your hand in there and feel for it, and once you do, just push up on it, and what that's going to do is release the back of your headlight so that you can pull it forward. Now we're at the front of our headlight, and there's going to be 2 10mm bolts that need to be removed. Now with those bolts out, we can pull our headlight out and then remove the bulbs and harness from the back, and then we're just going to set our headlight to the side. You need to do that on both sides. Now right below our headlight, you can see that there's a 10mm bolt. We're going to remove that. Just like that. Do that on both sides. Now all the way to the inside where the rear of our headlight was, you will see another silver bolt that's sticking through both our frame of our truck and our bumper. It's this bolt right here, so you're going to have to reach on the other side with a 10mm, and we're going to remove that bolt. We're going to do that on both sides. Now we're back on our passenger side inner fender well, and there's also going to be an 8mm bolt that is holding our fender well to our bumper. We need to remove that as well. We're going to do that on both sides. Now before we can remove the bottom portion of our bumper, we have to remove the top. On the side there's going to be some locating pins. You just have to pull that away and you'll be able to pull the side out. Now along the front part of this bumper there's going to be plastic retaining clips. You could use a screwdriver, just push those down, and it'll go all the way along the bumper, and then just pull this away as you're doing that. And once you've done that all the way down the bumper, you can just pull this piece away, set this to the side. Now we need to unplug our wiring harnesses from our bumper. Now if you have sensors, that's going to be this plug here. We're on the driver's side, right by our fog light. What you're going to do is push the red tab up, push down, and then this plug will come out. Now we're still underneath the driver's side. There's also going to be your fog light harness. That's going to be this one over here. It's going to be attached to the bumper. So you're going to want to pull that off and then unplug that as well. Now we're looking at our driver's side frame horn, and there's going to be 3 18mm nuts here, here, and then one on top that need to be removed. And you're going to do that on both sides, and then this bumper can come off. The last one is going to be all the way up top here. You might not be able to see it. Now we can repeat that on the opposite side and then remove the bumper from the truck. Now we can pull the bottom portion off. Set that aside as well. Now we can put our headlight back in the same way we took it out. Make sure we get all of our harnesses plugged back up. Line it back up. Once we have it lined up, we should be able to hear the back click into place. Then we can put our bolts back in the front. I'm just going to get both of these started by hand first, and then we can tighten it down. Now we can use a 10mm to tighten down both of those bolts. Okay, so now we're on our passenger side inner fender well again, and we're in our little cubby, and we want to make sure that we pull down on the white tab that locks our headlight into place in the rear. Once we do that, we can close this up and put our push pin back in place. And we want to do that on both sides. All right, now before we reinstall our grille, we need to remove our valence support on the front as well as the 2 that are on the sides underneath of our headlights. Now to get our front valence support off, there's going to be 3 push pin clips at the bottom. We're just going to use a pry tool to pull that off. Like that. Oh, it looks like there's 4. There's one more right there. So like that. And then there's going to be 2 10mm bolts on each side. So our 2 bolts on our passenger side are going to be right underneath our headlight. Again, they're going to be 2 10mm bolts. And as soon as we remove those two and the other two, we can just pull that off, and we're not going to be reusing this piece. Then to remove our side valence support, there's going to be two 10mm bolts, one right here and on the outside. And then that'll just come right off. We're going to do that on both sides. Next, we're going to reinstall our grill, first lining up our 4 pins, 2 on each side, rotating it up into position, pushing it in until we hear it click. Now we're going to reinstall our factory bolts. Then we want to make sure the grill is aligned from side to side. And then once we have it in the middle, we can go ahead and tighten these bolts down. And now we can reinstall our panel cover, aligning all of our push pins appropriately. Just like that. So the last thing that we need to do is remove our factory wiring harness out of our factory bumper so that we can put it in whatever bumper we choose to go with. Now I'm not going to take out the factory harness for the fog lights because we're not going to reuse the fog lights. I'm just going to do the ones for our sensors. So if you don't have sensors in your bumper, you can skip this step. Now just be careful with these. We don't want to break them because we are going to have to reuse these sensors and the housings that are in the bumper. So as you can see, there's going to be 2 clips on either side, so you just have to pry the housings open just enough to get those clips out, and then you can pull it free. Now we're going to do that along the bumper for all 6 of our sensors. Now to get these housings out, all you have to do is squeeze in the sides and then push it through. Just like that. And we're going to do that on all 6 of the housings as well. Alright guys, now you're ready for your aftermarket bumper. If you have any other questions, give us a call or visit us online. Thanks.